So you're just going to give up? Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help women who are struggling in lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles in their relationship or move forward without regret. If you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe.
People decide to get married, it means they've chosen each other to spend the rest of their life together. But then, several years into the marriage, what started out as two people being inseparable now becomes incompatible. My name is Sharon Pope. I am a master life coach and a 7-time best-selling author on love and relationships. I help women who are struggling in their lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles in their marriage or lovingly release it without regret. You can go to clarityformymarriage.com to explore if there's a fit for you and I to work together today.
So today we're talking about when other people feel like you're just giving up on your marriage. So I want to share with you the story of a client of mine that I'll refer to as Ginger. Ginger's husband was understandably very upset when she came to him and said that for her, the marriage was complete and she felt like it was time to separate. You see, she had been telling him for the last 3 years how she had been struggling in the relationship and trying to do things differently, but that nothing ever really changed. She was feeling lonely and disconnected over the course of the last several years. And she even did what most people, frankly, are not willing to do, which is to be bold enough to say, look, if things don't change between us, I'm not going to remain in this marriage. Most of us aren't brave enough to say that, even though honestly, we should. So after years of thinking about her decision and rethinking that decision, she finally mustered up the courage to be able to share with her husband that even after all these years, that she felt it was time that they unwind the marriage. And of course, he got really upset and said, so you're just going to give up? Now, Ginger and I both understood why he said that and what he was saying, because from his perspective, because he hadn't really engaged in terms of creating change inside the marriage, he was at the starting line. The problem is that because she had been trying for years to create change in the marriage and nothing had ever evolved or changed, she was at the finish line. Here's what I know. Most people don't want their marriages to end. No one ever really sees themselves ending in divorce. And there's a lot of people, the everybody's on the outside, that might look at your situation or look at your decision and say, well, you're just giving up. Plus, in our culture, we really admire the idea that if you work hard enough at anything, you can make anything happen. Now, while that is sometimes true, it is not consistently true in relationships. And the reason why is because there's a whole nother person there, right? It takes two people to be in that relationship. There's you and there's your partner, and there's this entity, which is your marriage. And the minute one of you says, I'm no longer in it, this marriage ceases to exist. So your hard work and effort, while sometimes can be successful, not always can it be successful. And what I want to offer is that sometimes giving up on things is necessary. There were certainly relationships that I gave up on. And even when I knew it was the right decision, that didn't make it easy. And there were certainly relationships where the other person gave up on having a relationship with me. And frankly, they did the difficult thing that I was incapable or unwilling to do for myself at that time. So I really want to give you a reframe on this idea that giving up is a bad thing, right? If we give up before we ever really try, that's sort of like failing in advance, right? Like, well, if there's no guarantee that it's going to work, then I'm not even going to try, right? That's the kind of give up that we don't want to have in our lives. But when you have consistently tried for something over and over and over again, to no avail, and it feels like you're pushing a boulder up a hill, maybe it's time to pay attention to that, right? I really feel like sometimes when things are beyond repair and the relationship cannot evolve and all we're doing is just hurting one another, then eventually someone's got to be able or willing to tell the truth about that. And that means that someone's got to be willing and able to say, it's time that we give up on this. So let's reframe this idea of giving up in this context. So here's what you are giving up on. You're giving up on something that is not right for you. Because if it was right for you, it wouldn't feel like you're pushing a boulder up a hill for years. You're giving up on something that is causing you a lot of pain and a lot of hurt. You're also giving up on the idea that your partner could or should ever change so that you can get your needs met. Now, here's what you're not giving up on. You're not giving up on your dreams and your desires for what you want to create in your life and how you want to feel in your most intimate relationship. You're not giving up on your ability to grow so that you can create the kind of relationship that you really desire and deserve. And you're not giving up on yourself, right? So when someone says to you, oh, well, you're just giving up, maybe you need to think about it like, maybe I'm at the finish line and they're at a starting line, two different places on the same continuum. I hope that that was helpful for you. If you would like to go check out one of my free ebooks, I want you to go to 3thingstoknow.com, and that's the number 3. Don't spell it out. It's the number 3thingstoknow.com. From there, you can get my ebook, The 3 Things Women Want Men to Know, for men and the women who love them. Because I genuinely believe if we can understand one another better, then we can be in relationship with one another better. If you like what you heard here, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be notified every time we post a new video, at the end of this video, you're going to be able to just click a button and you'll get notified every time a new video is posted. Take good care.